Welcome back. Week number 3.
Week number 3.
Week number 3.
Our post-week 2, pre-week 3 podcast.
Pre-gaming, week 3 and all that.
Pre-predicting.
Welcome back to our returning listeners. I'm Will.
I'm Dom.
We have intern Joe over there.
Hi, howdy ho.
The AC just kicked on.
Yes.
Was that the garage?
That's the garage.
I can't even tell.
I mean, no, it's both.
All of the above.
I felt a breeze.
Yeah.
I feel a little breeze.
It's nice.
We had social media manager Cassie, who left because she only works 9 to 5. Before we were supposed to record, Joe ordered us some pizza. Turned into an hour nap.
Yeah, but we're here.
We're here
We're
now.
doing this.
Worth it.
Brought to you by.
PWP Nation.
There you go. We have to say that.
Even though most people from Spreaker are probably from PWP Nation, follow them if you are a big fan of wrestling or a former fan of wrestling.
Yep.
Providing you
With
live
podcasts.
commentary, podcasts, and all sorts of stuff.
Is it really
With
live,
wrestling.
huh?
Yeah, they have the Jay Leto show
That's actually
live.
pretty
They had
cool.
some other stuff, Periscope stuff.
All right, well, here we are. After week 2, it's seemed like a lot has already happened in the NFL in
So
2
much
weeks.
that nap has really messed me up. I feel like we're into week 4.
So, just like our last podcast, we're going to go through the headlines around the NFL. Then we're going to go through the week 2 matchups
Yes.
that we predicted. Again, What is our score right now? I believe
I
it's
haven't even-
19-7. I'm still winning.
19 to 7, 17.
19-17. I'm still winning. But it's close. I think you gained like 1 point on me, but that's it. Or 1 point closer to me. And after we recap last week's games, we'll
Be
once
predicting week 3.
Again, yep.
And we're not that far off from on week 3. We're pretty close together for
Are
the
we?
most part.
I haven't looked at them yet.
I don't know, but we'll get to it. All right, let's start off
Right into
with
the headlines.
Let's start off with Josh Gordon, who practiced all week in Cleveland. Saturday he came into the practice facility hurting his hamstring, doing a commercial, as they say, but he was acting a little weird. They deactivated him on Sunday,
He did not play?
and they said they were going to release him. So 8 to 10 teams inquired about him.
That's right. Release him if a trade offer didn't come in first.
8 to
So.
10 teams inquired about Mr. Gordon, and ultimately, yet again, New England picks up another former Cleveland player.
Yeah.
A 5th-round pick, and Cleveland
Conditional 5th-round pick.
he only has to play if he doesn't play 10 games. The Patriots get a 7th-round pick in return.
Oof. So,
How-
now he's under Brady. We'll see how that goes.
How will he do under?
Like I said, Will has been trying to trade Josh Gordon to me in fantasy. I don't know how this is going to go yet. I don't know how Josh Gordon's going to perform. I don't know if he's going to be the second receiver. I don't know yet, so I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just saying if he plays, he's athletic, he's a good receiver. On the field, he's good. He will perform well on the field, especially under Brady. But we don't know. You know how Belichick is about off-the-field stuff. We don't know how that's going to go. He's had problems in the past. He's been in the league for how many years now?
Since 2012,
And he hasn't played a full season,
he
correct?
hasn't played a full season in quite a long time.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. He already missed one game this year already, which was this past week. So that's that. That's obviously more to come there in New England.
Oh, all right.
And then moving on again, second week in a row. Will, what is this?
We're not too there yet, but the cycle of Fitzmagic continues. And as I said, he was going to whoop Philadelphia. And what did he do?
Whoops.
400 yards and another 4-touchdown game. He threw one interception. That was all O.J. Howard's fault. But the Conor McGregor lookalike in the post-game press conference.
Oh yeah,
Does
the
Jameis
magic beard.
Does Jameis Winston, or famous Jameis as everyone know, that will he have a job going into week 4 if Fitzmagic plays yet again? Good.
If Ryan Fitzpatrick plays the same game he's played the past 2 weeks this weekend, I just do not see how they start Jameis Winston. How do you put a man that is this on fire in a backup position? You can't. His receivers are on fire because of him. Deshaun Jackson is the best receiver right now statistically, correct?
Yes.
He has the most yards.
He has the most yards.
So far, 2 weeks in, I don't see how you stop this momentum. I don't understand that. So, to me, if Ryan Fitzpatrick does it yet again week 3, I think he's the starter, no matter what.
And to go off this stat, Deshaun Jackson has tied Jerry Rice for the most touchdowns of over 60-plus yards with 23.
Huge.
That is maybe the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and I didn't know that was a stat. Coming from a stats guy,
for everything, you know that.
There's a stat for the stat. Carson Wentz.
Yep.
Carson Wentz returning for the first time since tearing his ACL versus the Rams. He's going to start this Sunday against the Colts at home.
And that's big for
That's big because Alshon also should be returning too.
And as good as Nick Foles is, and as good as they performed in the Super Bowl and everything,
Nick Foles has not looked good these last 2 weeks.
They've been kind of struggling on offense. You know, the running game's been holding them up a little bit. So maybe Carson Wentz coming in, it basically being a different offense now, can really change things up for the Eagles, and they can look forward to that. And then, oh man, this weekend. I keep skipping stuff here. Vontae Davis. Explain this situation.
Yeah, Vontae Davis, he just said, you know what, I'm retiring mid-game.
Mid-game.
I don't know if we had a retirement press conference during that time.
I just know, what did he do? He walked off the field. He took himself out of the game,
It was halftime.
Right? It was at halftime.
It was halftime. He just retired at half.
That was it.
After he retired, the Bills started looking better. So Vontae Davis, Mr. Free Agency World Tour, he was calling it. He gave up on his team.
Somehow that turned into a good thing for them.
Oh.
Maybe. They performed better after, which is what they needed a little bit. And then this past weekend, what is going on
with kicking?
What is happening?
19 extra points or field goals
missed in just this weekend, right?
Just this weekend, Zane Gonzalez and the Vikings kicker really just making
the Vikings kicker.
Gonzalez,
it
was Carlson.
I think his name was.
It was Carlson for the Vikings.
Jeez, both cut. I mean, rightfully so.
The Browns kicker cut.
It's sad to see these guys be cut out of a job, but I mean,
hey, if you're
standard,
you
have to uphold.
If you're playing like this, you just deserve to get cut.
So sad for Cleveland. We've enjoyed watching Cleveland.
Antonio Callaway
almost win, and then just Gonzalez 2 weeks in a row kind of just blows it for him.
Antonio Callaway on 4th and 8. Tyrod throws a perfect deep ball, and Callaway catches it. All you had to do was just kick the extra point, and you just had to stop him, and you have your first win.
Nope.
No, you messed it up.
Man.
Oh my Lord.
It's brutal. And then
the 7 undefeated teams remaining.
Yeah.
Who is the most?
It's 7, right?
There's 7 teams. Who's the most surprising to you?
I think everyone can agree. It has to be Miami.
There's Tampa Bay. All the Florida teams are 2-0, while New York teams are 1-5. New York, New Jersey are 1-5.
1-5, yeah. Pretty crazy.
Not even New England's 2-0.
Not even New England is 2-0. And Miami is 2-0.
Ryan Tannehill 2-0. I would slap you in the face silly if you told me that was going to happen.
It's only week 2. Obviously, you cannot judge the season on 2 weeks. But, wow, still. No, you wouldn't have said that 2 weeks ago.
Oh, my Lord. All right.
So, recap of these games. Now, this first game is kind of cool.
The Thursday night game.
Oh, yes.
Never mind. I
keep getting ahead of myself.
You are just... You're skipping.
First game, Thursday night game.
You said you went to an eye doctor.
Baltimore. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. First game, Thursday night, Baltimore in Cincinnati. Cincinnati wins 34-23.
Mr. Prime Time, Andy Dalton.
Yep.
That's a joke. 5-14 before this game, prime time. Someone forgot to tell him, hey,
it's prime time.
Dude, you're supposed to choke. It's a prime time game.
No.
All right.
No. AJ Green, 3 touchdowns.
In the first 20 minutes. That was 17 minutes. He scored the third one before 13 minutes left in the first half.
So AJ
my
Green
fantasy
holding up
team
that
went
team.
off.
Yeah, against me.
Buck Allen and Joe Flacco
had decent games.
They had decent games. Buck Allen, Joe Flacco, he threw some costly picks.
Yeah.
John Brown looked pretty good too.
Yeah.
Catching some deep balls, had a nice touchdown on the sideline.
On the injury front.
Joe Mixon expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks with knee injury.
Yep. So
Giovanni Bernard will take the helm and whoever they have backing up.
He started before, so that's not the biggest of deals, but with Cincinnati's success, I mean, it's a little bit of a loss. But we'll see. It's not for too long. Cincinnati looking good in that game. Baltimore still looking pretty decent in that game. So that's better than what we may have expected from them going into the season. So all around, these teams look promising.
It was two very hard fought games.
Yeah,
by both teams.
Hard fought teams.
Mark Andrews getting his first touchdown for Baltimore.
Yep, that's
Got
also
to mention
true.
that.
And then, all right. Now moving on, 1:00 games. This game's kind of cool because our very own Will was at this game. He posted it on the Twitter, maybe the Twitter.
I don't think I posted on. I posted on the gram.
On the gram. He was at this Jets game as a Jets fan. Tell us about this game.
All right, first off, there was this one rude drunk lady behind me smacking me in the head with their flags. I rudely told her to knock it off.
And what? She accused you of wearing a Patriots jersey?
She accused me of wearing a Patriots jersey, but it was a Pro Bowl Revis jersey because I saw that he was supposed to be at the game as an honorary captain. He was not there. It was DeBrickashaw, Ferguson, and Nick Mangold. DeBrickashaw.
Jets fans, am I right?
I love DeBrickashaw. But this game was pretty cool because it was Sam Darnold's first home game in the regular season. Last time I saw a rookie quarterback from USC take the helm at home, it was Mark Sanchez, and he played the Patriots, and they won 16-9. I was like, hey, maybe history will repeat itself. Well, the Jets' offense did not look up to par in the first few drives. They couldn't get it over the 50, and they couldn't get anything going, and it was really sad. I mean, Sam Darnold was getting beat up a bunch. You probably saw that.
Watching that game from home, Miami's defense was kind of impressive.
Kiko Alonso was a thug the entire game. I don't like him.
Yeah, well, that's Jets.
Not trying to be biased here, but he was mean thugging, just like how he hit Joe Flacco low. Quincy Enunwa getting majority of the Jets targets more than Robbie Anderson, Terrell Pryor, and company.
Tannehill though made it happen.
Tannehill made it happen, but Tannehill. I was rooting for him to get hit. I was blessed for that. He was getting smacked around. Also, Sam Darnold setting the Jets' rookie passing record with 334 yards.
That's right.
It's sad because the Jets really don't have any rookies that start.
And that's,
Miami's defense looked impressive.
Like I said.
The only thing was the touchdown before halftime. I did not catch who it was, but he fumbled the ball. He recovered his fumble, but he decides to go diagonal while he could just try lunging over the goal line that was just literally 6 inches away from him, and he could have scored, but instead the Jets came out with no points.
That's right. They ended
the first half with a goose egg
on the 1 yard line, right?
On the 1 yard line.
Jeez, that's rough for a game that ended. What was the score of that game?
It was 20-12 Miami.
20-12 Miami. Yep. And then moving on, this is another pretty big deal.
Oh, another tie.
The tie. 2 weeks in a row now we've had a tie. This messes with our predictions a little bit. We're not happy. We want to see a win by a team. Minnesota and Green Bay, 29-29.
Remember when ties were, rare and they didn't happen? Now there's been 10 ties in the last 5 years.
Yeah, because of the overtime. This was an exciting game, though. We had the blocked punt by Geronimo Allison, making plays 2 weeks in a row now. And then Jackson picks up the ball for a touchdown because the punt was blocked borderline in the end zone. So that was an exciting play. That's rare. Rodgers being Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers.
Still
discount double check.
Hurt
Does
though,
even
right?
Do that
he
anymore?
Is hurt still.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
Oh, B.J. Raji. What a god.
B.J. Raji. Jimmy Graham was getting targets this week. That was good. We saw him quite a lot. Kirk also being Kirk, doing well.
Well, no, Kirk being Kirk is choking in situations, but Kirk was being Mr. Guaranteed.
Yep.
Guaranteeing the ball down the field.
He was doing well. I believe
he got
picked off I think
Yeah, he
it
got
was either
picked
once or
off.
twice. Once I know by Clinton Dix. Diggs was definitely being Diggs, still
75-yard
doing
touchdown.
well, being dangerous. And then the Adam Thielen touchdown at the end of the game.
How did he thread that in?
Kirk throws this ball, threads it between two Green Bay defensive backs.
Like 10 inches apart, somehow was able to thread
We don't
it
even
through.
know. Corner of, right before, I don't even know how to explain it. Corner before the end zone.
Yeah,
right
the 1 yard
there.
line.
Yep. And he scores, and they tie it up. And then, once again, like we said earlier, the Vikings kicker, what does he do? Blows
Chuck.
the
He sucks.
game.
Why did I say Chucks? He sucks.
That's why he was cut.
He'll be back at training camp.
And then that's pretty much that game. Once again, a tie. Just come on, let's have wins all weekend. Moving on, this was an exciting game.
A total shootout.
Kansas City in Pittsburgh. Kansas City winning 42-37. High scoring game again.
Wasn't so high in the first quarter, although Kansas City was dominated.
Mahomes.
This game turned into a shootout.
3 touchdowns in the first quarter, 6 the entire game. That puts him at 10 touchdowns in 2 weeks. That's a record.
Yeah, Peyton Manning couldn't even do that
For the start of the season.
record season.
Yeah.
Drew Brees never did that. Tom Brady's never done that.
There's not a quarterback in NFL history in the first 2 games of the season that has thrown 10 touchdowns. We've seen 9. We have not seen 10 until now. Mahomes just being the man. They might have their quarterback for the next amount of years. This might be their guy. Kelsey, we talked about last week how he wasn't even getting targeted. He had nothing last week, and we said he needs to get something. He is a weapon. This week, he gets targets, 2 touchdowns. This is what happens when you throw to
Second best
Kelsey.
tight end in the league.
There's that. Mahomes throws to Chris Connolly. He threw Kelsey twice, like I said. Kareem Hunt, Marcus Robinson, Tyreek Hill.
You spelled Tyreek totally wrong.
Tyreek, did I? Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Where's it was late when we were working on this. And
Intern Joe, you're supposed to fix these.
You never let me see this.
I invited you.
Yeah, well,
to the dock.
You know what? It's all my fault, everyone. I'm sorry.
So, Mahomes is spreading around the ball. That's looking good. Sammy Watkins looked good as well. Big Ben
doing Big Ben things that he never does.
Yeah, he rushed for a touchdown. He
looked
dove into the end zone.
He looked like he was about to crap his pants.
Yeah, it was kind of funny looking, but he made it happen. That was fun to watch. Jesse James doing well. He had a touchdown. Juju, a great touchdown. Juju always does well. Come on now. James Conner.
With a great
once
catch.
Again.
Great touchdown.
Touchdown. So,
He had a one-handed grab.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Le'Veon Bell who, right? I mean, come on. Le'Veon Bell is missing these games. It's not even affecting Pittsburgh. James Conner's still making it happen. Pittsburgh, though, needs to pick it up a little bit. They're 0-2 now, right?
Yeah, the Bengals are 2-0. Bengals are going to run the division.
Somehow.
The thuggish division of defenses.
So Pittsburgh needs to pick it up a little bit. I know, weren't there problems? Wasn't Antonio Brown,
Antonio Brown did not
heated?
show up to practice Monday.
That's right.
He was getting heated with
mad.
the OC.
Yeah, so they need to
And
fix some stuff over
someone
there.
tweeted at him saying if Antonio Brown didn't have Big Ben, Antonio Brown would be nothing. And Antonio Brown goes, trade me and see what will happen.
Ooh.
He's asking. I don't think the trade's
I don't think he's
happen.
asking for a trade, but he's willing to prove that.
He's willing to prove
he
it.
is the best receiver in the league. Moving on. Again, come on. Cleveland loses to New Orleans 21-18, all because of their kicker 2 weeks in a row. Gonzalez blows this game for them. They had it. We were so excited. Cleveland was going to make it happen.
It's like the
Will
young
was at the Jets
Ho
game,
situation.
but I was at home excited. Defensive game all the way around. New Orleans and Cleveland. Cleveland again showing that they have a good defense. Their defensive line is doing it. Denzel Ward is doing well. I mean, it's hard to cover Michael Thomas, though. I mean, come on.
Michael Thomas is a top 5 or not even top 5, top 3 in the league.
28 catches in 2 games.
If you times that by 8, he's on pace for 220 something catches.
I mean, let's be honest here, he's not reaching that, but he could have a record season for sure.
He can break.
If he stays healthy, he can make it happen.
Yeah, he could break the reception record,
Which is
143,
143,
144.
141. I don't remember what it was. But
143,
it's up there. It's up
144.
there. He has a chance to break that. Alvin Kamara, my offensive player of the year, my prediction. He did well again, so I'm happy about that.
A 4th and 8
4th
on what,
and 8.
like the 50?
End of the game, yeah, around the 50.
Like a minute 30 left, and Turgod chucks a deep ball down the field, and Callaway beats the coverage. He beats Marcus Williams, Ken Crawley. I don't even know who was covering him, but he scores a touchdown.
I think it was Ken Crawley.
And he scores the game tying touchdown. And oh my God, Gonzalez trying to
misses a kick. He missed 4 kicks this game. You cannot do that. That's why you get cut. That is what happens.
The Young Ho Ko situation.
Yep.
The Chargers would have been 2-0 last year, but Young Ho Ko decided to be like, hey, I'm Young Ho Ko. Joe drafted him last year because I said, hey, his name's really cool. You should pick him up.
And he picked him up, but then he cut him just like Chargers.
I always have one.
I'm pretty sure Joe has him on the fantasy team this year.
No.
Trenton Cannon from the
Trenton
New York
Cannon,
Jets.
because of his last name.
Ba-boom.
So, once again, Cleveland comes up short. They cut their kicker. Hopefully, with a new kicker next week, maybe, just maybe, against the Jets, right?
I want to see them win, but not against my Jets, unfortunately.
We'll get to that. Hopefully, they can pull something out, make it happen with a new kicker. Moving on. Chargers versus Buffalo. We picked the Chargers. It was kind of an easy decision after Buffalo's
really
first
easy.
week. Josh Allen starting this game.
He looked promising.
He did look promising.
He made some.
times.
He made some plays. Other plays, he should have just taken the sack.
He
and
wasn't
not thrown the
afraid
ball.
to run the ball. He wasn't afraid to get hit while running the ball. So that's promising. I mean, he's panning out. We're getting there with him. We'll see how it goes.
You just got to give him some more time to get those reps.
It's one game.
It's one game.
He had
It
some
doesn't
promising
mean
moments. We'll see. McCoy though,
LaShawn McCoy has a bruised rib injury.
Something.
And if he misses anything, it's only going to be a 1-game injury, and he'll be back.
So it's not a huge deal.
Chris Ivory could be expected more carries.
So I mean, we'll see with that. I mean, if it is one game, it's one game. It is what it is. But there's not too much to worry about there. Melvin Gordon, 3 touchdowns. He looks impressive these first 2 weeks.
And
Their backup, Eckler, he looks impressive as well. He had
he had a few catches, good for new runs.
Yeah. So all around, the Chargers are looking pretty good. Phillip being Phillip, getting mad sometimes, but looking good.
Oh, ripping that stupid chin strap off. Oh, I just wanted to hike the ball.
Phillip Rivers doing what he does. Gordon looking more impressive than ever. Chargers winning 31-20 against Buffalo. Moving on. Houston in Tennessee, 20-17. Close game, but Tennessee pulls it out.
That
huge play.
Oh,
Fake
I remember the first
punt.
The first TV timeout, they showed that, and I was just like, there's no way that they just had a long touchdown. I wasn't sure if it was a defensive and offensive touchdown.
Do you remember his name? The special teamer that made that happen?
I can't even tell you. If you give me one moment, I can look it up.
Will's looking it up. But the fake punt for, I want to say 60-yard touchdown. They hike the ball, throws it, catches it. He's looking up the dude that caught it for the touchdown. It's like a weird name. I don't know if you'll be able to pronounce it.
Dane Cruikshank?
Cruikshank, yeah, that's what it was. Cruikshank making it happen on special teams. He ended up being the special teamer of the week.
Yeah, special team player of the week, AFC edition.
Yep. And so that on that side of the ball, Blaine Gabbert making it happen. Tennessee doing well. Deshaun Watson, though, I mean, he looked good. The game. He didn't look good. He looked good. He didn't look good. Deshaun Watson still borderline, especially for me. I'm not convinced. People saying that this guy could be the biggest thing in the next 20 years. I don't see it yet. I don't know what people are talking about yet.
They're only comparing last year.
But this year, I mean, these 2 weeks, it's shaky. It's a little bit shaky. I don't know how that's going to go, but like I said, he looked good. Sometimes he looked bad. Sometimes he costed them the game. I mean, you can't really tell what's going to happen if he makes a good play there, but he didn't do anything. So he needs to get a little bit smarter. He needs to make that happen for Houston. So once again, Tennessee wins in Tennessee 20-17.
We'll be going to
Houston also, though. Great defense so far.
Yeah, great defense.
They're looking good on defense.
Now Tampa Bay.
Moving on, Tampa Bay, the exciting game that Will's excited about.
The
Fitzmagic,
cycle
second week in a row.
continues.
Tampa Bay wins 27 against Philly 21. Philly looks to be struggling. Their offensive line can put in good effort for runs, but when it comes to pass protecting, we might be a little bit worried about Carson next week because they're not protecting Nick Foles that well.
They got to make sure all the protection's there for Carson just so he doesn't get hit low or anything.
I mean, Carson, starting his first game next week, they have to be on their game to make sure that he's able to do what he does behind center.
J-Train and Mike Wallace leaving early. Mike Wallace, a season-ending ankle injury.
That's rough.
J-Train having a lower back injury.
But he comes in.
He came back
second half, and he is, I believe, questionable for next week. But they have, they've shown they can run without him, but they are down Darren Sproles again, right?
Down Darren Sproles.
So
Corey Clement.
Costly, especially again, Carson's in. Carson needs some pressure taken off of him for the first game, maybe. So Jay might need to be in that game. Nelson Aguilar, though, looking very good.
What a game.
Very good. 2 weeks in a row looking good. And then, like we said before, Deshaun Jackson. Jeez, this guy is hot right now. There is
the best receiver in the league.
Better receiver at this moment in this league. I mean, he has everything going for him. He broke that, or he tied the record with Jerry Rice, right? For, what was it? 60-plus touchdowns?
60-plus yarder touchdowns.
I mean, this guy goes deep. Fitz gets it up to him. He catches it. He makes it happen every time. Maybe we'll see it again next week.
It looked like the Eagles never knew how to play Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, even
Jalen Mills, the grass-looking guy, he could have stopped him earlier, but he just kind of gave up on that play.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's how it works against Deshaun Jackson. Maybe you're just, maybe this guy burns you too hard. You can't keep up with him. But that game again, Tampa Bay winning. Moving on. This was an exciting game.
Atlanta, Carolina,
Carolina, in Atlanta.
24, Atlanta.
Yep. Cam Newton, being Cam, doing well again, looking like a veteran out there. I mean, this is a quarterback that's been an MVP when he was younger, but now he's just a veteran guy, making this team happen, making it happen for the team. He did have that hit on him, which was just illegal. I have it.
It was
in my
dirty,
notes.
but he was ejected.
Who was
He's
it?
filing through his notes.
It was Keanu Neal's replacement. Remember, because Keanu Neal got injured last week. Oh,
Yeah.
Casey. He hit Cam after Cam ran for a first down, and he hit him that's as illegal as it gets right there. He hit him when Cam was sliding right in the head, helmet to helmet. He was ejected from the game. We talked about this last week.
Second ejection in a row. Well, second ejection within the last 2 weeks about people getting hit low.
Yeah, helmet to helmet too.
Leading with helmets.
Yeah, so he was ejected. I mean, it was a dirty play. I have to admit, it did not look pretty. I was worried about Cam as soon as Cam got hit. He was hurting, but he did not miss a play because there was a penalty. He didn't have to go out for that next play. He was right back in next play. Looked good. Kept the game going. It's Cam. Cam does what he does. And then DJ Moore getting his first touchdown. Rookie
Calvin Ridley
drafted
too.
this year. Calvin Ridley, rookie drafted this year for Atlanta. He gets a touchdown. He had a couple good catches, and he looks good after the catch.
Calvin
He
Ridley's
makes it happen.
a really speedy dude.
Yeah, he looks good. I mean, that's kind of brutal right there for that division because you got Matt Ryan has targets. I mean, he has weapons,
Yeah, Matt Ryan.
Julio Jones, you just don't stop.
It's like Julio Jones, Roddy White,
Ridley.
Tony G again, but now it's
Austin Hooper,
Julio Jones, Austin Hooper, Calvin Ridley.
Telvin Coleman doing well with.
You said Telvin, it's Tevin.
Oh my gosh, I always get this wrong. Tevin Coleman doing well with Freeman's absence. Oh, and Matt Ryan, 2 rushing touchdowns. One, he sneaked under center at like the 2-yard line, made that happen. And the second one was fun to watch. Matt Ryan runs maybe like 7 to 10 yards into the end zone, but before getting into the end zone, takes like a hit or two from Carolina's defense. and still makes it into the end zone. So he looks,
Matt Ryan's my bet of leading the league in rushing touchdowns.
For quarterbacks or
no, all the way around.
All around. I mean, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 game. But he's showing that he can get it done with his feet, which is impressive for a guy like Matt Ryan. All right, so moving on. Indianapolis in Washington. Indianapolis just made it happen. They won 21-9 against Washington. Indianapolis defense really holding Washington back. Washington was struggling.
Their offense was struggling. AP and Chris Thompson didn't get it done like they did last week in the desert.
Well, they did well. I'll give them that. But if anything, they were the only 2 doing well in that game.
Oh, yeah.
But once again, Adrian Peterson, Chris Thompson, good running back tandem. Catching the ball more than they are running it. But, I mean, still, they look good. And Luck, an all right game. He was doing well. Swearinger, 2 picks, though, on Luck. But other than that, Luck made it happen. He brought them to the win, and that's that. Really, for that game. That wasn't too exciting of a game, but a win's a win. Indianapolis wins against Washington. Washington looking to pick it up next week. Moving on, Arizona.
The 4 o'clock games, Arizona at the Rams. TG3.
Out.
And
score real fast. 34-0. Arizona struggling, man.
Todd Gurley the third. If you didn't know what the third means, that's 3 for 3 touchdowns.
Yep,
yeah, in the
week,
game.
3 touchdowns, looking good. He ended up going out of the game though because of
he was cramps, dehydration. He didn't return, but he didn't really need to return.
No, after putting up a game that well, 3 touchdowns. Come on.
Arizona. Here's the weird stat of this game. Arizona was held to 91 yards and 3 first downs through the first 3 quarters.
You're not going to win a game.
That's a cause of concern now for that entire team. Carson Palmer, he used to drive that ball down the field. He used to make all these plays. David Johnson was able to benefit off that. Larry Fitzgerald was able to benefit off that.
Well, last year, this is a whole different receiving core.
This is a different receiving
Everyone
core.
but Fitz, Larry Fitz is gone now.
Yeah, they're all gone.
So they're gone. You have Sam Bradford, and who's the backup?
Mike Lennon.
Mike Lennon.
They're
new on the team. And then Josh Rosen.
10th overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, so this is really like a whole new offense. Other than the running game, which wasn't even there last year because David Johnson wasn't there.
David Johnson wasn't there for most of the season.
So
it was
really, from last year, this is not nearly even close to the same team.
Larry Fitz left with a hammy injury. They're monitoring Wilkes. I think that's the head coach is monitoring that situation.
Yep.
Is it time for Josh Rosen?
It might need to be. This might need to be Josh Rosen's time.
Or do you not throw him out to the Wolves?
I don't see anyone else.
Or do you throw Mike Glennon out in the Wolves? To the Wolves?
I don't know. I think Josh Rosen should be put in this game. What's the worst that's going to happen? He gets snaps. He gets experience. I mean, come on. Sam Bradford's not making it happen. If Sam Bradford's not making it happen, well, Mike Glennon make it happen, It might be Josh Rosen's time. You might just need to throw him in there. If they're going to have a bad season, they're going to have a bad season. At least get Josh Rosen some time on the field, in the pros. Get some experience under his belt, and maybe next year build him a good team and make it happen. They already have a good running game. With David Johnson, they need to work on everything else. So maybe Josh Rosen, maybe we see him soon. But like we said, the Rams being the Rams, just such a dominant defense, dominant on offense. There's not much else to say. 34-0, what analysis do we need to give you? It's obvious the Rams are making it happen and Arizona's not.
The Rams are just the better team, and that's the bottom line.
That's that. So moving on, New England in Jacksonville. The rematch from last year's playoffs.
The AFC title game.
But this time in
the
Jacksonville.
The Jaguars winning 31-20. I messed
31-20.
I messed it up rating that.
I don't know where you got that score on our notes. But,
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Blake Bortles was the best quarterback in this matchup. I was going to say, Blake Bortles is 1-0 facing Tom Brady at home, probably. I don't know.
At his home, yeah.
For Bortles facts. Keelan Cole.
What
He made a great. I don't know how he caught that ball on the sideline.
Eric Rowe was
Eric Rowe
covering
sucks.
him. Eric Rowe. I mean, the Patriots need to do something here.
They re-signed Cyrus Jones. I think that's how you say that.
Yeah, off the Baltimore practice squad.
Yes, re-signed them for a 2-year deal.
So that's interesting.
Cam Robinson, unfortunately, the starting left tackle, offensive line for that team, out for the year with torn ACL.
That's not good.
Major potential for him. It's unfortunate to see him go down.
Yeah.
But always with every team, next man up.
Mm-hmm.
Jaguars defense is showing, oh, hey, who's the best defense in the league? And they're just saying, we are the best team. We're the best team in the league. We're the best defense in the league. We'll take on anyone. What was that, Joe?
We the best.
Tom Brady not looking his best, that's for sure.
Tom Brady had a Super Bowl reenactment fumble where I forgot who it was, but he fumbled, but one of the Patriots offensive linemen was holding up the guy that stripped Brady.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, I mean, Brady against Detroit. Detroit's been a mess. Maybe he can make it happen next week.
Detroit's defense is projected 1 point in fantasy.
Whew, that's kind of rough. We'll see.
That's
Maybe it's
disgusting.
less than that. And then Jacksonville being Jacksonville. They'll move on for the rest of the season and do well. Come on. Like we know that going into this season. Jacksonville's one of the top teams to look at. They're showing us why. Moving on.
It's a mile high. High.
Oakland and Denver. This game came down to like
Don was happy because Derek Carr learned what a wide receiver is this season and decided to throw him.
Cooper got some catches.
Yeah,
finally.
Derek Carr had a ridiculous day. He was in the record books for a very short time with like a 93% completion rating, passing Kurt Warner, who last had like a 92.7 completion rating against the Bengals in 2009.
Yeah, he went 29 for 32.
It's a Raiders record. 90% completion percentage. Jared Cook and Amari Cooper just went on a rampage. Jared Cook's the best
again.
Jared Cook the best
if
tight
you
end in the
don't
league.
If Jared Cook is in your fantasy league on free agency, you need to pick this guy up.
If he's
Jared
still
Cook
available.
is making it happen. That's what I'm saying. If he's still a free agent in your league, go out there and look. If he's a free agent and you need a tight end, if you're weak in that spot, even if you're not, he might be the guy you need to pick up because this guy is making it happen. He's doing well.
There was a lot of questionable things, like the 4th and inches situation with 11 minutes left. You're playing with the lead. What was it, a 9-point lead?
Yeah.
You had a 9-point lead. All you had to do was just kick a field goal, and you'd be up 12 points, which is just 2 scores. You put more stress on Denver during that time. But you decided to go for it and throw to what I believe was the fullback or like a third-string tight end.
Yeah.
And he just drops it wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's good to go for it, but like it's not these situations.
Game management, time management.
Yeah, you have the lead. I don't know why you're going to be risking
John Gruden. A lot of controversy around John Gruden already this year because of the Khalil Mack trade, because of what he's doing
he needs
to that
some
team,
edge rushers.
His play style. I mean, stuff's a little bit weird there. Again, it's only been 2 weeks. You can't judge the whole season on 2 weeks. We'll see. Moving on.
I mean, Oakland's defense. Let's compare him to just Khalil Mack. Oakland's in the first 2 games. Oakland had 2 sacks, a forced fumble, 0 fumble recoveries, 1 interception, and no touchdowns. Khalil Mack for just the Bears had 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown.
Khalil Mack is yelling at John Gruden.
He's not even yelling. He's just like, hey, you could have me. I can literally.
I don't know. I think his performance is yelling at John Gruden.
I can double what you did, but hey, you wanted to be dumb and trade me for all these
picks.
All these picks. I mean, hey, the picks are always good. You want to build up your future, but I mean, Khalil Mack, he's gonna be the reigning defensive player of the year if he keeps this up.
Yeah. So Khalil Mack. I mean, we're not at that game yet, but yeah. Moving on though.
To the West Coast.
Detroit,
Santa Clara, California.
San Fran winning 30-27.
I mean, Detroit had a great comeback part in that game, but unfortunately they fell just short.
I mean, they're struggling. Matt Stafford does not look good this year so far. Something needs to change.
Nothing's really changed on offense except, Ebron just leaving.
But that's it. I mean, they need to make something happen. Dante Pettis, though, for San Fran. He looks good.
Kettle also looking good. Jimmy G Jimmy G looked way better than he did
last week, but he still doesn't look like what he did when he was undefeated.
in New England.
Still, though. Maybe he's just needs to warm up this year or something. Galladay, though. Galladay does look good under Stafford. He's making it happen. If anything on that team is doing well, it is him. Him and Golden Tate.
Golden Tate, Marvin Jones Jr. They're both helping Stafford make these plays, but unfortunately, it's just the defense that comes down to Matt Patricia's mind.
Yeah.
And baby, really, just Detroit had a top 5 defense, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Detroit's going to be the scary team," and they're just like, "I don't know what's happening."
Yeah.
It's difficult to just see like, "Oh, they're not coming up to like the standards of what they had."
So Matt Patricia needs to get that going for them.
Maybe they'll get it going against New England. We don't know.
Yeah.
But 30-27, San Fran was your winner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Alfred Morris also doing some damage too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was that much damage. Not what he did with 2012.
No, but he's glad he's there. Glad he's in there. Moving on.
Oh, Dallas, the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Dallas Giants. Dallas, your winner at 20-13. I mean, this was just a Dallas game.
Yeah, it was. Tavon Austin.
What? Tavon Austin.
He
running
nice
back, wide
touchdown.
receiver. I don't even know what position he plays. He probably plays tight end. We don't even know.
He's all over the place.
He's all over the place. He plays quarterback.
Yeah.
He's probably their kicker. He's probably the long snap. He probably is on every
Dan Bailey gone. He probably is the kicker. Saquon Barkley also 14 catches.
A rookie record.
Yeah. I mean, when Eli can't throw more than 10 yards, I guess that's what happens, right? Saquon catching all the balls. Eli
had a good statistical game, but he's holding back this team.
Yeah.
I mean, if I am Pat Shurmur, I'd be probably kicking myself that I didn't get a quarterback. Draft. You had Mason Rudolph. You could have traded back into the first round. You could have drafted Lamar Jackson. Like, you need someone because Eli Manning is deteriorating at a fast pace, and you cannot have a backup. Even though they drafted Davis Webb last year, they cut him in training camp.
Yeah. For you Giants fans, I mean, this is something to look forward to. Maybe a new quarterback in the draft. Definitely offensive lineman because once again, the O-line is
I'm not sold on their
rough.
Offensive line.
They're just rough. So, I mean, for you Giants fans, maybe this is what it's looking like in the next draft. Moving on.
The Monday Nighter, even though Monday night we were in the Prudential Center watching Devils Rangers.
That was on our Instagram as well. We were in preseason hockey.
Me and Will on our ultimate island hopping campaign to the front.
Yes.
Yeah.
Intern Joe and I, we over the summer we had a full send summer to where we weren't backing out of anything.
No.
But now that school started, it's full send semester.
Yeah.
Joe and I, we got our comp tickets thanks to our season tickets from Dom right here.
Thanks, Dom.
Yep.
Thank you. He got us 17 rows behind.
Ice.
What was it? The Devil's Net in the
it was
first period?
Devil's Net first period. It was section 14.
Section 14, we were row 17, and we were like, let's just get to the front row. Let's go row 1.
Well, first, because where I was sitting, I'm like on the other corner.
From Dom Cam.
You could
From Dom Cam.
I'm
on the
left. You could see Dom.
Yeah, I'm
sitting.
up in my season ticket seats, and I'm watching them in their spot, and then intermission happens. And then I'm looking down, I don't see them. And then what do you know? They're like 5 rows behind
10.
ice.
Oh, no, yeah. We were...
No, it was like 5 rows
It was
behind
like
ice.
7,
I'm like,
I think.
Row 7 or 5.
they were like dancing, and we were watching them from all the way up there.
An old guy commented saying that we were doing Fortnite dances and didn't want none of that. So
It was
that always
kinda funny.
great.
Sorry your grandkids spoiled the game for
We
you.
really weren't.
And then, so that period happens. Third period comes, and I look down. They're not there. And what do you know? I get a Snapchat from them, and they are on the glass. They're right against the ice.
Right where the Devils come out.
Right where the Devils
The
come
entire
out. They
period
saw
we
a
were
couple.
eyeballing seats.
They saw a couple really nice.
Yeah, these girls
really
took those
tough
seats,
hits.
but we were like, we're taking them back.
Yeah, so I mean that was exciting. But back to football. We have our hockey. Hockey's coming up soon.
Hockey podcast, should we announce it?
Well, we might as well. It's going to be the end of September, beginning of October. Hockey starts for us. We don't know the schedule with that yet. We don't know what's going on with that yet. But we're not there yet. So let's go back to football. Monday night, we didn't watch it live. We watched it after. Seattle in Chicago. Chicago won 20-13. Chicago again. This defense
5 sacks.
making a statement. Khalil Mack making a statement.
Danny
5
Trevathan.
sacks in the first half. Yeah, Danny Trevathan was the
making
defensive
a havoc.
player of the week.
Yes.
For the
2
NFC.
sacks, I think. Forced fumble.
Yeah.
Chicago's defense is amazing. An offensive line is really needed. You can't hire these basketball players in Seattle anymore. You need someone to take the helm and protect your franchise quarterback, Russell Wilson. Also, Mitchell Trubisky on the rise yet again, having another two touchdown game, 200 yards. Although he did throw 2 touchdowns, he's getting that ball around. I mean, Chicago is probably going to be a big threat coming into the next few weeks.
Russell Wilson and Seattle again, kind of struggling a little bit, right?
Brandon Marshall having a good game against another former team.
Yep. Which we didn't see coming was Brandon Marshall doing well this season. So that's really it, right?
That's all for those games.
That is that for your week 2 recap. So to move on to the part that is, we like to have fun with. Next week, week 3 predictions, starting with Will on Thursday night. His team in Cleveland, the Jets in Cleveland. What do you have, William?
I mean, before I say my prediction, I just want to say this. Cleveland is favored for the first time at home since 2015 facing the Atlanta Falcons. I don't even know how to even process that. And I'm going to process that? I'm still picking the Jets. I like an upset right there. Oh, Alexa, turn on the lamp.
I have the app that turns on the lamp.
Oh, I got really
Good
I
job,
scared
Alexa.
them. I turned on the lamp in this room
gaining consciousness.
because it's like a power thing. So you could tell Alexa to turn on the lamp, or you could use it from an app. And I didn't feel like saying Alexa over the podcast. So, because who knows? With Alexa, I might be screaming at it for a year.
And
trying
your
to turn
Alexa
on a
may
lamp.
turn on.
I know. So, and if you have an Alexa in that room and you're listening to the podcast, who knows what happens there? So I turned it on
Who
and I
you
scared
picking,
them.
Dom?
I'm going Cleveland because, again, I want them to win. Did I go Cleveland the last 2 weeks?
No, you
I
went
went
New
New
Orleans.
Orleans last week. Well, even still, I want Cleveland to win. Their kicker's gone. Gonzalez is gone. That was holding them back against the Jets. They showed up in New Orleans. So I think against the Jets, they're making it happen. If they can stop New Orleans almost for a win, I think they can stop the Jets for a win. Their defense is looking good. Their offense is looking not as good, but they're still looking good. I'm going Cleveland. Moving on, Indianapolis in Philadelphia. We are both going Philadelphia. Tell us why, Will.
I mean, Carson Wentz's return. It's cool to see, Andrew Luck come back. Now we have Carson Wentz coming back, but the better quarterback right now is just going to be Carson Wentz because he's going to be doing way better than what Andrew Luck could be doing. Also, better defense and such. It's just going to be interesting to see, how's Carson Wentz going to react nearly 9.5 months off of ACL surgery?
Even if Carson Wentz gets a slow start, in my mind, I don't see Philadelphia doing worse than Indianapolis in this game. So I'm having Philadelphia win this game. I don't see Indianapolis doing it. Moving on. New Orleans in Atlanta. This is a pretty 50-50 here.
This is a 50-50.
Will, what do you have?
I'm picking New Orleans. This is the first true matchup that, the Saints have on paper right now.
Yeah.
'Cause no one expected them to lose to Tampa Bay at home. And, hey, they narrowly beat Cleveland. But it's also great to see a rivalry just like Atlanta and New Orleans. But I don't see Atlanta stopping Mike Thomas and the Breeze connection. Alvin Kamara is going to have another great game and such. I'm going New Orleans.
I have Atlanta winning this game. It's in Atlanta. They won last week. I think maybe they won't be able to stop New Orleans, but I think they can outshoot New Orleans with Julio Jones. I have Atlanta doing it. If Cleveland can put that show on in New Orleans, I think Atlanta can stop New Orleans in their own home. Moving on, Green Bay at Washington.
What do you have, Dom?
This one's a little bit risky. This one's a little bit bold. But after last week, I have Washington redeeming themselves and winning against Green Bay. This is a bold one. This right here is just a bold pick. Running back tandem. I have Washington doing well against the Green Bay defense, doing well enough to maybe just skin past them and get this win. Will?
You can't bet against Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. And he's going to be a bad man. He's going to embarrass Josh Norman, DJ Swearinger, and anyone else. Not even Brashad Breeland because he's not even there anymore. He's going to be embarrassing that entire defense.
All right.
Yeah, I'm picking Green Bay.
Buffalo in Minnesota. We both have Minnesota.
The 16.5 under favorites.
Come on. Minnesota's winning this game. What is there to say?
If you like taking bets, I would take Buffalo in the 16.5 spread.
If Buffalo makes it happen, you're winning.
You're winning big.
Oh, man. So, come on. Minnesota's defense, Minnesota's offense against Buffalo's defense, Buffalo's offense. We don't even have to talk specifics here.
If the Vikings do not score more than 40, I'll be pretty upset.
Yeah. Oakland in Miami. Will has Miami.
I have Miami.
You have them continuing to go undefeated, huh?
As much as I do not want to see Miami continue their success, it's going to be interesting because, hey, John Gruden's kind of like on a slip right now.
Yeah?
Hey, 10-year deal, $100 million contract. I do not see them stopping. Like, the Dolphins look too good, even though they lost Danny Amendola last week. I don't know what his status is right now. Devontae Parker could make his return to the field. You have Kenny Stills. Kenny
Stills looks good. Kenny Stills is making it happen.
He's doing it. You have a 3 tight end tandem and Darby, Gesicki, and whoever the other guy is.
Mm-hmm.
You have Kenyon Drake, Frank Gore. Frank Gore being 4th all-time now.
Yeah, that was huge. Will saw that live last week.
Yeah, I didn't even know that happened till after the game.
Yeah. I have Oakland. Miami, the last 2 weeks, I'm calling that a fluke. I'm having Oakland winning. Derek Carr's going to pick it up more than he did last week and win that game. Simple. That's what I have. Denver in Baltimore. Will, you have Baltimore.
I do. I have picked Baltimore, I think, because, hey, you're 10 days removed from, losing embarrassingly to the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday night. And I just say Joe Flacco, Crabtree, Snead, and John Brown are just going to have this bounce-back game against Denver. And, hey, it's going to be a good showing because Denver's 2-0. I don't think they're going to continue that undefeated streak for any much longer.
All right. Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going
Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm going Baltimore.
I'm going Denver. Denver showed us, that Case Keenum could do it last week. They showed up pretty well last week. Their defense is still doing good. Von Miller's still doing good. I think Denver will easily stop Baltimore on offense. And then Case Keenum will come in and show up for Denver's offense and win them that game. Moving on, Cincinnati in Carolina. Both of us have Carolina. I think Carolina's defense is stopping Cincinnati. Cincinnati's 2-0, right?
Cincinnati's 2-0.
I see that stopping.
The buck stops here.
Yep. Cincinnati stops there. Carolina defense making that happen. Their defense looks good.
Their defense does look good. Cincinnati's looking really good. The Cincinnati offense is looking good.
I have Carolina for sure.
If the Panthers stop A.J. Green, it's just going to be nothing but a Carolina day.
I don't think Cincinnati's stopping Cam.
Cam Newton's just going to run all over, pass all over, block all over. Whatever he can do.
The Giants in Houston. Both of us have Houston.
I have Houston. Houston, 0-2. They're going to have a big bounce-back game. It's their first home game of the season.
Yep.
Deshaun Watson makes his return since last year. I say Deshaun Watson's just going to run rampant this week.
This is another game where I think Houston's defense is just going to stop the opposite offense. They're going to stop
J.J. Watt
Eli.
will get in the ball. Will stop the ball. Whitney Merciless and also
exploit the Giants' O-line, make them look silly, and win the game.
I forgot. Jadeveon Clowney. I almost said what's his name.
What's his name?
But last time what's his name was mentioned, what's his name helped win the game.
Yeah. Jadeveon Clowney, though, they're going to make it happen. This is kind of an easy one here just after watching the past week. Tennessee in Jacksonville. Jacksonville winning the game. Both of us have that. They're too dominant.
Jacksonville.
That's that.
Jacksonville's just going to go on this rampage. They're going to go undefeated. Yeah, they're probably going to lose.
Is Blaine Gabbert starting again this week?
It all depends on the elbow injury. They didn't. They had Marcus Mariota active for the game last week, but he didn't play because they weren't sure They didn't even say who the starting quarterback was until like kickoff.
But we both think that doesn't matter. We both think Jacksonville is doing it. Jacksonville defense is stopping Tennessee. They're making it happen. Blake Bortles is making it happen on offense. They're winning that game. San Fran in Kansas City. Both of us have Kansas City. This might just be a shootout between Jimmy G and Patrick Mahomes. But either way, after Patrick Mahomes the last 2 weeks, I think he's showing up again. Maybe we'll get 15 touchdowns in 3 weeks. Who knows? But Patrick Mahomes is on a tear right now, and he's not stopping.
As bad as how the Kansas City defense has looked,
yeah,
especially last week against the Steelers, although the Steelers' offense is, top 5 in the league, it's going to be interesting to see if, Pierre Garçon, Pettis, Kettle, Selleck, Breida, Morris, and all of them can help function as like a group and ultimately help score, 30 points, because it's not going to take 30 points to beat this Kansas City offense because they're just too good.
Yeah.
They're too good.
So that's...
If you stop Tyreek Hill, Sherman's going to be covering, Tyreek Hill, Conley, Sammy Watkins, whichever one he's going to be.
Too many weapons. Kelsey?
Tony Watkins?
What?
You said, like, Tony Watkins.
No, I said too many weapons. Too many weapons. Mahomes has a lot to throw to. You saw him spread out the ball last week. He'll do it again. Moving on.
The Battle of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And it's not a movie.
Ooh.
Was that a movie?
Ooh. Battlefield Los Angeles.
Yes, this is the first battle for Los Angeles since then. Whenever that movie came out.
I don't know. It was like 2012 maybe.
What? Battlefield Los Angeles?
Yeah.
That was freaking like 2008, 2009.
Jeez. I have the Chargers. This is another bold pick by me. I have the Chargers beating the Rams. Yeah, that's right. I forget what my bold pick already was earlier, but I have the Chargers winning. Phillip Rivers is going to look good. Melvin Gordon is going to run good. And they're going to win. That's that. I was close. See, I told you. Will, what do you have?
While you think your secondary team is going to look, amazing, you can't bet against the Rams. The Rams are just too good. Todd Gurley, Jared Goff, Robert Woods. I don't even know who their tight end is. This Rams team, especially on defense, you're not going to stop them unless you're going to be on like a tear to stop them. And I don't see the Chargers defense doing it. Yeah, the Chargers defense beat Buffalo, but it's Buffalo. It's not the same team as you had last year. And unfortunately, the Rams are they're gonna come out on top once more. Now we're gonna be going.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
now you
finish.
I
was just gonna say I'm hoping maybe this is an off game for the Rams and not my Chargers, but my pick, the Chargers, beat the Rams. Now, continue. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna move on to the next game.
Dallas,
unless you have any more thoughts for that.
That was it. Dallas in Seattle.
The Legion of something.
The Legion of on other teams now.
The Legion of falling
and
apart.
Retired. Yep.
And injuries.
The Legion of literally just Earl
The Legion
Thomas.
of, hey, I want to get more money. You should trade me to Dallas.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas.
Dallas.
And, hey, it's Dallas and Seattle.
Yeah.
Dallas. We both were picking Dallas. I almost said Seattle. That would have been messed up. Dallas is just the better team.
Yeah, Seattle's been struggling. Dallas has been
Dallas has not been the best, but
Dallas is not.
They're the better,
struggling like
they're
Seattle.
the better team.
Yeah.
Well, let's rephrase this. They're not the better team struggling because they at least have it somewhat together. Although Dak's not, passing the ball around and all that just yet.
Not yet, but they still have Zeke. They still have a better team. A better functioning team right now than Seattle, and that's kind of what it comes down to for this. Dallas wins. We both have them. Chicago and Arizona, another struggling team at home. Arizona, we both have Chicago. I think Khalil Mack alone can stop Arizona's whole offense, and that's just one player. You have 10 more that are going to stop him. That's that. Chicago's winning that game in Arizona.
Chicago's going to be doing stuff that Chicago people will be very happy to see since they haven't seen since 2010.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
And Johnny Knox, Devin Hester receiving core, which was just terrible. Greg Olsen was there, maybe? I don't know. The Sunday Nighter.
Yep, New England in Detroit. both of us taking New England. This is another team that's struggling, and at home now, Detroit. Not going to be pretty again for them, maybe. We have New England. We're taking New England. Matt Patricia is not going to be able to hold back his previous team.
Number 2 pencil, laminated paper self.
Nope, that pencil's not going to hold him
Belichick
back.
will have Patricia's number because he knows Patricia's defense.
Yeah, I mean, and Patricia just doesn't have the team to beat New England.
He does not. All.
Moving on, Monday night, Pittsburgh in Tampa Bay. What is happening?
Fitzmagic. I don't even know what was happening there. But Fitzmagic cycle will continue.
Tampa Bay's putting on a show again this week. This time against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has been like, I don't even know if they're looking good because they're not winning, but they're still putting up the points. I don't know. But either way, Tampa Bay's outplaying Pittsburgh in this game. Fitzmagic is outplaying Pittsburgh in this game. Fitzmagic wants that starting job. Maybe he'll get it if he plays and wins this game.
Now that we're all done with these predictions, if you're still tuning in, thank you for listening. I mean, it means the world to us that you're still listening.
Yeah. Follow us. We didn't even say this in the beginning.
Yeah. Follow. Yeah, we got to plug it in at the end.
Follow us on the Instagram, and
Twitter
at We Are
For the Fan.
For the Fan. No spaces, obviously, because those are handles. What else we got? That's it, huh? That's that.
Yeah, that's really it.
Look forward to Fitzmagic. Look forward to some good offense again. Mahomes putting down some touchdowns. That's really it. Some good defense. Khalil Mack running a show again. And that's that, huh?
That's it. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Tune in again next Wednesday for another episode.
For our post-Week 3 episode. And see you guys later.
Feel like you've watched all the things? Find even more to love with Xfinity X1, the ultimate entertainment experience. Catch live sports. They're back, along with more scores and more. With the Xfinity Sports Zone, the best sports entertainment experience. Plus, find all your streaming apps and more in one place with the award-winning voice remote. X1 makes entertainment simple, easy, awesome.
To learn more, go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas.
We're searching for a way to live life beyond the mask. If you have symptoms and test positive for COVID-19, a clinical research study may be your opportunity to help find a treatment. Talk to your doctor and visit studyforcovid.com to learn more.